Yes, J. Leo, Hitchhikers, check. I'ma spit fire and propane. Keep a little baggie of some veggies, your romaine. Zombie ass bitch tryna eat up the whole brain. While this bummy ass nigga still asking for more change. Get your taste buds lit, popping right under your tongue. Lighten up a sharp strain, feel like it's chopping your lungs. Smoke another leaf to the head, feeling like Danny Phantom. Got a medicine jar in my car full of zany samples. Running with the factions when my rations getting low. Get down on the floor, blood races like I'm whipping blow. Shit show for show, I don't know, I just release and go. Can't hear what you're saying, this we too loud and you're speaking low. Johnny smoking haze, ain't a blaze, I got heat to throw. Then I'm let the heater flow and send it to the heat below. Think it's a game, I pick the dice before you let him roll. Think I'm insane, but from the start I never had control.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale of the moonlight? Have you ever laid with a demon with the flames by your bedside? Smoking the air, sipping on spirits, get the mood right, get the crew hype. Middle fingers to the blue lights, dancing on your grave while I gaze into the moonlight.
Rolling through the city, heart is empty, but I'm feeling frisky, knowing I can make it even though these niggas want it in me. Got some rolling papers and some bitches, yeah, we getting litty, feeling out of place. Fuck it, I got my niggas with me. We on a long road, smoking trees and bagging hoes. Love is faded, I'm jaded, consequences are never told. Running out of character, the real me is getting old. Facing the facade, 50 shades, and I fall below. I'm on some new shit, underworld a new bitch. Your loose lips tangle you up, I guess this news fits. I do this, spitting some fire in F doom hits. The sun god bringing some light, now watch your mood switch. Hieroglyphs when writing scripts, now my stay but conquering. Conjuring some spirits in the valleys where they die and quit. Just a gladiator on a righteous tip, still sharp and steel, but I'm colder than the Arctic gets.
Cheer. What's up? What's up? What is up? How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome to another episode of I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition, episode 214. Yes, episode 214. You are live here with your boy Wild Card Mar. Yes, and it's a pleasure to be here. And as always, that is my player partner from another mother. That's my boy 40 Watt. I call him 40, but y'all call him Silent Hill TDS. Him and the homie J. Leo. Pamela Devil Dance is the song. Going over to YouTube. Yes, YouTube. Type in Hitchhikers and go show my brother some love. And while you're over there on YouTube, please do not be shy. Do not hesitate to type in I.O.W. Sports Network. See it scroll on the bottom of the screen? Yes, that is our official YouTube page. You can go over there and check out every last bit of content that we have dropped for I.O.W. Sports. All 214 episodes of I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl. Every 171st episode of I.O.W. Sports. Please go show them some love. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and never be shy to spread the word, especially to your sports loving friends. Everybody loves sports. Tell your ladies, tell your player partners, tell your peoples at work that love sports, because that's what we love to do. We give a very fresh barbershop type of talk to sports. We're all fans of it. We're not saying we're, the undisputed show or first take or anything like that, but we do love sports and we give a very good barbershop fan perspective on sports. Please like, share, subscribe, spread the word. You can always follow us, I.O.W. Sports Network, on Instagram. When you're not looking at your Instagram models, please do not be shy to go on over to Instagram and check out any types of clips, teasers that we drop on there to get you excited for upcoming content or stuff that's coming down the pipe. Same thing with Twitter. We ain't doing no Twitter beefs, but I.O.W. Sports 1 is the address. Please do not be shy to go over there. And most importantly, Facebook. Yes, we have a Facebook page, I.O.W. Sports Network. You see it. Go on over there, show some love and support I.O.W Sports Network on Facebook. But that page is for you guys. I'm talking to you. I'm looking at you. It's for y'all. It's for the fans, because that is the place where you, as the fan, in all over sports, can drop a funny sports meme to get everybody excited. You can also, drop your own sports take. I know I have my own takes. Detroit Mail has his own takes. So does the big homie Nick Shine. But that's where you as a fan can drop your own sports take. Hey, then you might be surprised who agrees with you. You might be surprised who disagrees with you. But it gets the people talking, gets the water cooler talk going, it gets the barbershop talk going. And look, we emphasize on the network part. The network part. So if you got your own sports podcast, drop your content, let people know that you exist. You got your own podcast, regular podcast. It don't have to necessarily be, sports related. That's where you go and drop your content. Let people know that you exist. And please, if you have a small business, drop your link, drop your website. You might have some goods and services that you can provide that people would like to obtain. So, hey, do not hesitate to go ahead and drop your website. But on the top of that page, on our Facebook page, there is a link linked to our merch, because our merch is provided by the one and only Detroit Mail, the man with the Grandmaster Plan for I.O.W Sports Network, the J. Edwin collection. As you can see, I'm rocking some of Detroit's finest merch right here. See, this is some of the J. Edwin collection right here. Detroit. But please believe, it does provide our I.O.W Sports merch. But there's one thing you can't get there, and that's this baby right here. It's the official I.O.W Sports snapback. And in order to get this, look at the bottom screen right there. Cash App, I.O.W Sports Network. Send $30 right there. Give us a physical address, and you will get this very exclusive cap in return. All right. We done all the talking and the plugging to find this. Let's hop in the comments, you dig? See who's rocking with us tonight. As always, got the big homie, player partner. Still got the player partner, Matt, our residential baseball guru, MJ. What's up, JACKO? What's happening, player? Anthony Price is in the building. What's Gucci? What's good with your partner? Yeah. So let's get down to business. We talked about it early on today's show, and I don't think I got all my true intentions out of it. So Kyler Murray signed his contract, y'all. And you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in the clip because it was talked about on the I.O.W. And for those who don't know the I.O.W, Rob Parker, Chris Broussard, they got a show, radio show. And they were talking about this little caveat in this big ass contract that Kyler Murray just signed. And without further ado, let's just bring it up and let's talk about it because it needs to get discussed. I says my piece on the show, and I'll probably reiterate it, and I'll probably add some more on what I said earlier in the show. But let's take a listen to this.
Their guy, and that's why they feel comfortable. But it's not a slam dunk that it's going to work or that he's going to get you where you want to go.
Well, here's why it's not a slam dunk, Rob. And here's why, at least potentially, as you mentioned, they might have questions about him going forward, even though they paid him. The deal, Rob, it includes an unprecedented clause in the contract. All right, this is reported by Pro Football Talk and Mike Florio. He says that Kyler Murray's contract requires that Murray engaged in at least 4 hours of independent film study each week of the season. And that is from the Monday after training camp ends through the last game on the schedule, including the playoffs. And so I don't know how in the world they're going to enforce this, but here's a few details.
Well, it's embarrassing that's even in there.
This independent film study, Rob, the team will provide it to Kyler, and he'll have to study it in preparation for that week's game. But he must, well, let me just read it. The player shall not receive any credit for the independent study with respect to any time periods during which any material is displayed or played on an iPad or electronic device if, one, the player is not personally studying or watching the material while it's being displayed. So he can't just set it on his counter and run it, right? And then be off doing whatever he wants to do, shooting baskets or playing video games. That's number one. Number two, if he's engaged in any other activity that might distract his attention. So he's in front of the computer, but he's watching television. He's searching the web, whatever he might doing, it doesn't count. Now, I don't know how in the world they're going to enforce this, Rob. Maybe there's something special on the iPad. But the bottom line is this. I'm with you. This is embarrassing for Kyler Murray. And well, you know what? Go ahead and say your piece because I got a little caveat. I'm gonna throw you.
No, I'm just saying it's embarrassing that needs to be included. Chris, you only play once a week. Football's different, right, than the other sports where you're playing.
Why do I care so much what people think about me?
Yeah, come on, commercials.
Gay.
All right. Well, all right. Here we are. Here we go.
Preparation.
Absolutely.
Video is a bigger part of the game than most sports. Not that the other ones don't look at stuff, and I know guys look at pitches, Chris, during games at bats. What the guy threw me in the first inning, I'm coming up again in the third, and he wants to kind of get a feel for it. So people are watching stuff all the time, but this whole notion that you got to do some video training and we got to stipulate exactly how you watch it so you can't just turn it on and have it on in the room, that you actually have to look at it. I think that speaks volumes about him, where he is, and maybe the maturity part of it. And Chris, when you weren't here last week, we had somebody on from Phoenix who said even to this day, he's never fully accepted the blame for the poor playoff game. Like it's everybody else,
right?
And that he didn't play poorly.
Look,
that bothers me.
He's a guy, Rob, and I'm sure it's been a strength. But you know the saying: sometimes your biggest strength can be your biggest weakness. He's never had real failure in football. Never.
Yeah, true.
He was, a high school legend. He was a college legend. And he's had, for the most part, success in the NFL. Obviously hadn't won the big game. And so it probably
I'm a hold off on the rest of the comments, and we'll get back to this. I'm still dumbfounded. Now, when Nick dropped this on the show, and I was like, what? But now this is to me, this goes on to a bigger question. If you knew this was an issue, if you knew that you had doubts, worries about certain things of Kyler Murray's maturity level, why give him the contract? Why? I mean, I'm just dumbfounded. I'm absolutely dumbfounded that you got to put in this caveat to make sure that a dude is doing his job. Why even give him now annually top 2 quarterback money at $46.1 million a year. And you got these concerns. Am I missing something? I know I'm not missing something, y'all. Y'all let me know if I'm crazy. I mean, I know I talk a lot of crazy shit, but I know I'm not insane. This man is getting paid more than most quarterbacks that you can consider are better than him. He's getting paid more than Deshaun Watson, getting paid more than Lamar Jackson, getting paid more than Josh Allen, getting paid more than Patrick Mahomes, getting paid more than the Super Bowl winning Matthew Stafford, getting paid more than Tom Brady, who people consider to go. I call him the greatest winner. We've had that conversation before, y'all. I say what you want about Tom Brady. There's far more quarterbacks that have better quarterbacking skills, better arm talent, better overall skill set than Tom Brady. But when it comes to winning, he knows how to do that. He has a blueprint on that. So he's getting paid more than quarterbacks that have produced more than him. Produced more than him. Big time. What am I missing here? I need to find out what am I missing. Tim, what up? Tim's in the building. Kofi Weeson, shout out Kofi Weeson. Hey, Kofi, how was tonight's Monday Night Raw, man? I know they was in the Garden. He was probably there for that. I actually was watching it tonight. It was actually a good show, the first show without Vince McMahon being CEO. So it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a bad show at all. But I need somebody to really break this down for me. Why did y'all even give Kyler Murray this money then? If he has certain things about his game that you're worried about. And here's the thing. You didn't have to extend him. I think that, to me, that's the bigger part of this thing is you did not have to extend Kyler Murray. He's only been in the league since 2019. So you get 4 years, 4 years on a rookie contract with a 5th-year option. So he's going into his 4th year. You could have tagged him, or better yet, just pick up the option, the 5th-year option, and then after that, you could have tagged him. So what I'm saying is, there's at least 2 more years that you could have alleviated this issue. You could have alleviated this issue of what you were so concerned about. You could have. So this is what's embarrassing about this contract. I'm looking at the Cardinals on their side. You didn't have to extend them right now. You didn't. You did not have to pay him right now. When you got a quarterback on a rookie deal, that's when you build the rest of your team. Make sure we had the right left tackle to protect him. Get your guards, your centers, the right people in your trenches to make sure you can protect him. Get your wide receivers. Get you a running back. Build your defense. Whether it's draft or free agency, that's when you start building the rest of your team. Because we all know, we all sports fans, we all see what's going on in the NFL. It's a quarterback league. You must have a quarterback to win the big game. No longer are the days that you just have one side of the ball like a defense holding up a Trenton Dilfer to a Super Bowl title. Those days are gone. Those days don't exist no more. You must have a quarterback to win the big game. If you don't have a quarterback, guess what happens? General managers get fired. Coaches get fired when you don't have a quarterback. So when you extend this contract out to Kyler Murray, and you don't necessarily have to shell out the money, but here's a caveat to why they did it. Because I see your comment, Tim. Because you're right. I agree with you on this comment right here, Tim. He has progressed. Not necessarily him, the team has. Because if you look at the team's progression, it goes from 5 wins his rookie year, then it goes to 8 wins, and then it goes to 9 wins. So yes, there's progression. You know, that was part of my thing last week when we talked about him getting a contract. I understand that because as a franchise, you want to see progression. You want to see more win totals. And with him as your quarterback, they have progressed in win totals. But here's the problem. The last 2 years, second half of the season, his progression slows down. His production slows down. His body takes more punishment. Y'all got to remember, Kyler Murray is, what, 5'9", 5'10"? Maybe 220? Small frame. Very small frame for a quarterback in the NFL. And so these last 2 seasons, his body, whether it's a foot injury, ankle injury, knee injury, his production goes down. That's one thing about him that has been one of my biggest knocks on him. One of big homie Nick Shine's knock on him. Hell, Detroit Mail has spoken about it. That's one of the things that has been his knock, is his second half play. Because, yeah, you start off 7-0 last year, but you only won 2 more games in the second half of the season. Then you couple that with the fact that you go into your first playoff appearance and you played absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Played horrendous. And like Rob Parker has said, I don't recall Kyler Murray ever taking accountability with his bad performance in that playoff game against the Rams. I don't recall him coming out and say, "Oh, not once have I heard him come out in the offseason and say, hey, that's on me." So here's my problem giving him the contract extension. And I'm going to speak on why you do give him the contract extension. Here's my problem. Because now that the light has been shed, that you have to have this caveat that he must watch 4 hours a week on his own time, studying, film study. So that speaks to me as in, what exactly is your commitment into being the quarterback? And here's one thing that I need, especially this younger generation, to understand. If you're playing football and you play quarterback position and you want to be an NFL player, when you play quarterback, whether you want the responsibility or not, you are the face of the franchise. You are the person that will get the praise when your team wins. But you're also the first person that gets the blame when your team loses. And so, therefore, you have to have a certain mentality playing quarterback. You have to. You got to be willing to take responsibility, accountability. You have to be willing to be that example for the team. Set the tone for the team. Say what you want about Tom Brady. You know why cats will go to the end of the earth to go play with Tom Brady? Y'all want to know why Rob Gronkowski sacrificed his body year in and year out for Tom Brady? It's because he knows that when he shows up to the team facility, he's going to see his quarterback studying film, doing the extra practice, doing the intangibles that's going to make him better and to help make his teammates better. And so I'm starting to think, y'all, we're starting to have an accountability problem with Kyler Murray. The fact that you had to put this caveat in his contract lets me know that this man has a problem being accountable. He has an issue with making sure that he is holding up his end of the bargain and being the proper quarterback to lead the team. I haven't seen any reports, but that's what I'm gathering when you got to have a caveat in your contract. I never heard, this is the first time I've ever heard any type of caveat like this in a quarterback's contract. I never heard of it. To me, this is a different type of caveat I've never, ever heard of in relation to a quarterback's contract. That you're required. And if you do not meet requirements, you possibly void your contract. Like, this is insane. This is insane. I mean, I'm baffled. I'm with you, Matt. Says this is insane, bro. Pay that man that much money with all these clauses. Makes you wonder, did they pay him knowing they had this many outs and expected? That could be a case. Could be a possibility. Could be. But it speaks to me the bigger question. How committed is Kyler Murray to playing football? We got to remember that the man was drafted very high in the baseball draft. If he so chooses to believe that damn, it's football, I'll go play baseball. I don't know if that has to play in it, but you got to at least ponder on it, think about it. But I have an issue with getting that contract. I just do. When you got these many issues with your so-called your franchise quarterback, if you have to put the clauses in there, then why are we giving you money? We got to remember he had 4 years and an option year, 5th-year option on rookie contracts. You didn't have to give him that money. You didn't have to. You could have said, "Hey, man, this is what we looking from you for the next couple of years. Bruh, we gonna need you to be more studious, because there might be certain reads that you missed. There might be something, completions on the field that you left on the table because you didn't read the defense properly. Or hell, you might have gave up where you was going with the ball and the defense read you like a book. But you know how that shit gets alleviated? How that shit gets canceled out? You film study. Y'all wonder how Peyton Manning, Tom Brady got so great at quarterbacking? They were students of the game. They studied. You not only do you study your opponents, you study your teammates. I need to figure out where's the best placement of the football for certain receivers that are on my roster. Or you study the tendencies of defenses. You study a certain coordinator, how they call defensive games. How do I beat this defensive coordinator and the athletes that he has on his team, on that defense? I need to study their tendencies, study their strengths, study their weaknesses. People got to remember, in football, it's one of the most physical sports in the game, in the world. But guess what? It's more mental than it is physical. And when I say it's more mental, as in, how do you mentally compartmentalize and figure out, like I said, the strengths and weaknesses of your opponents? It's playing chess. It really is. How can I expose certain matchups to get in our favor to win this game? And so when you got a quarterback that you got to put a caveat in to make you film study, that, to me, that's questioning your commitment. It is. Just my point of view. If I have to put the caveat in there, that means I already got questions about your mental toughness, your mental makeup. Because we already know Kyler Murray has the physical tools to be a great quarterback in this league. Can we all agree on that? Dual threat quarterback, great with his feet, does throw a pretty football. He can throw it. But the thing is, this is what separates good athletes from the greats. Imagine had Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James were lackadaisical on their film study and not having the mental capacity to help take their athleticism to another level. We might not even be talking about them in conversations of GOAT anything. Your athleticism can only take you so far. It could only take you so far. There's a cap on how far your athleticism could take you. Yeah, your athleticism can get you out of certain things, especially at quarterback, might get you out of certain pass rushes with a pocket collapse and you got to improvise, get out on the run a little bit more and things like that. But there's some things you can avoid if you know what's coming because you studied. Ray Lewis isn't one of the best linebackers ever to play NFL if he doesn't study. Go look at all the documentaries on Ray Lewis. You know what he'll tell you? He said you got to be a student of the game if you want to be the best. He'll say many a times, I can only go so far with my pure athletic ability. But just because I was such a student of the game, I knew what quarterbacks were checking in and out of in certain plays. I knew what kind of plays that the offense was going to run because you're studying tendencies, you're studying patterns. That don't come on the practice field. That comes with studying. The other part that the caveat is talking about with Kyler Murray. So let's look to the flip side on why you give Kyler Murray the extension now. See, the Cardinals think they slick. Cardinals think they slick. Because we all know, as fans of this great football, that they make billions of dollars every year. 16 billion this past year. That's about to skyrocket, y'all. That's about to skyrocket. Don't be surprised that the reports come back next year after the next season that the NFL pulled in 22 to 24 billion. Don't be surprised. And then the next year after that, it's probably going to go up some more because all this new TV money is coming in, y'all. This new TV money is coming in. Don't be surprised that the Cardinals was looking like, why wait 2 years down the line to extend him when all that TV money is kicking in and the NFL is making 20, 22, 24, 25 billion, and the price tag to sign your quarterback is minimum 50 million. And you're going to have to eventually extend Kyler Murray to a damn almost 50 plus $1 million a year contract. Let's go ahead and just take care of it now. See, the Cardinals think they slick. Cardinals think they slick. This is a business, y'all. This is a business. See, Kyler did the fussing and fighting after the playoffs. Said, give me my contract extension. Take all the stuff off of Instagram and Twitter. Damn the Cardinals, blah, blah, blah. Huffing and puffing. And Cardinals gave him what he wanted. But if I'm Kyler Murray, I think he might have jumped the gun too quick on his contract extension. I'd have played that 4th year on my rookie deal. I'd have said, hey, go ahead, pick up my 5th year option. Now you in that territory where NFL's pulling in 24, 25, 26 billion with a B in revenue. That's when you go in and say, hey, I done everything y'all didn't ask for, didn't play my butt off. You see our win totals go up year in and year out. I'm being more studious in the film room, what y'all wanted. That's when you go to the table and break the motherfucking bank. Kyler Murray might have jumped the gun a little bit too soon on this one. He might have jumped the gun on getting that contract money a little bit too quick. NFL's not going nowhere. I would have held off if I was him. Get that bread. Tim says they would have to pay him in the long run, which is true. And they are satisfied with his progress, which you can be. He just have injury concerns, but that should not hold your money. And I agree with that. I'm not mad at that statement, Tim. I agree with everything you say. But I think the Cardinals was like, give him 46-1 right now. It's not resetting the market. Instead of 3 years down the line, after you didn't play the 4th year in the rookie contract, after you didn't play the 5th year option. So that's 2 years. If you tagged him, that would have been an astronomical number. You know, that in 3 years from now, I'm pretty sure that tag number is probably 47, 48 million a year for a quarterback. If just one position you want to avoid tagging is quarterback. Let's be honest. One, they're the highest paid position. And if you take the average annual earning money of the top 5, which as in right now is from 50 to 46 million, 45 million. So you got Aaron Rodgers at 50 million. Mahomes, Josh Allen around 45, 44 million. So you're probably looking within that range of 47, 48 million if you tag them in 3 years. Oh, and let's not even mention, had they not signed him this contract extension, y'all do know that Lamar Jackson's still negotiating his contract, right? Please believe Lamar Jackson about to get paid, y'all. About to get paid. About to get paid. Lamar Jackson might reset the quarterback market. I wouldn't be surprised. Because it's not how the NFL views the value of these players, is how you, the franchise, view these players. Arizona values Kyler Murray. They made it such so, but I think they still did it in a way that the value now wouldn't have been as big 3 years down the line with that new contract, TV contract money coming in. So, and I'm looking just at your comment right now, Anthony. You think paying him now is better than waiting 2 years? That capital, yeah. Your comment hits exactly what I'm saying right now. It's better to pay him now because in 3 years from now, Kyler Murray won't be top 2 paid quarterback in the NFL. I can guarantee you that. Because there's going to be some quarterbacks that's going to reset the market. Lamar Jackson's going to be the next one. There's 2 other quarterbacks that came in the same draft. Justin Herbert. Your boy in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. They going into their 3rd year. So you're talking about another 2-3 years down the line. It's going to be time to pay them. It's going to be time to pay them. And not too far behind them, it's going to be some other players that's going to get paid. Other quarterbacks is going to get paid. Because right after you got Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow, we'll see what happens with Tua in Miami. Because Tua got some weapons now, y'all. Tua got some weapons now. What if he actually progresses in the next 2 years because he has a better roster? It's going to be time for Miami to pony up on some money. There's at least 4 quarterbacks that's probably going to reset the market. So I'm with you right there, Anthony. Arizona was smart in that aspect, is pay him now. Because you do it a couple of years down the line, that's a different ballpark figure. That's a different number that's on the table. Hell of a different number on the table. Especially when you got Lamar Jackson, who still needs to get, he going to get his money. I don't care how you slice it. Lamar about to get paid, dog. But if I'm Baltimore, I better do it now. Didn't do it in the next 2 years. If I'm Baltimore, get it done now. What you waiting on? It's not going to hurt you now. It's you better get it done now because that's in 2 years. That is a different figure. It's going to be much higher. You don't want to be stuck in 2 years paying almost 50. And look, I love Lamar. But you want to be stuck paying 50, 51 million a year? You want that? I wouldn't want that. Especially if I'm a general manager of a team, I wouldn't want that. No. As a general manager, I'm not doing my job. Fire me and the accounting team because, look, men lie, women lie, but numbers fucking don't lie. That's one thing that don't lie is numbers. But if you stuck paying $51, $52 million, what money's left over for you to build your team? And you better be able to justify that you got the right person. Now, Baltimore, you got the right person. I mean, y'all done already fixed the offense around Lamar Jackson, so you just go ahead and pay the man now. Better get it done. I mean, you know, from what I gathered, Anthony, I think it does put him at a point that they could possibly void that contract if he doesn't adhere to that clause. Which hell, if you really think about it, could be an easy way out if you're a franchise. Yeah, we thought you was a guy, and you didn't meet your clause. On to the next. On to the next. It could be in there. And I agree with you on there, Tim. I think there's something else that we don't know about. Because there's no way that the man, after a bad playoff performance, goes in and just starts erasing all his Twitter and Instagram of Cardinal this, Cardinal that, dropped a statement with him and his agent talking about this and that. You know, I think there might be some internal issues going on in Arizona that's not getting leaked out yet. But I do know one thing. Now that you got the man paid, especially now, there's some pressure there. We can't keep having those collapses in the second half of the season. Can't keep having, bad performances in the playoffs like he did. And here's the thing. Arizona is a good football team. The Cardinals are a good football team. And look at the NFC. So there's 7 spots available in the playoffs. And who are the teams that you can guarantee right now? Guaranteed. I'm talking about guaranteed. I ain't talking about no maybe, possibly. I'm talking about guaranteed right now that will be in the playoffs. Rams, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Those are the only 2 teams I can guarantee for a damn fact in the NFC will make the playoffs. That's it. Only 2 teams I can guarantee will be in the playoffs. But the NFC is more wide open. Cardinals can be one of those 7 teams. There's 5 spots left. Cardinals. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers. Who else? Cowboys. San Francisco was just in the NFC Championship game. Who else? You could put the Cardinals could make that one of those last 5 teams in the NFC. So it's not like he doesn't have the possibility to make numerous trips to the playoffs. But my thing is you got to take it to a next level. You got to justify this contract now, Bucko. Kyler Murray you got to make sure that, hey, I know y'all got concerns about my commitment. Maybe I don't watch enough film for y'all liking. I want you. Hey, now that y'all gave me the money, I'm gonna put all the trust and faith that y'all are putting in me with this contract. That hey, I'm gonna make sure that Kyler Murray, take care of my business as the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals. Got to make it happen. Got to make it happen. So I mean, it's you got to watch that film, man. I mean, you got to make sure you on top of this shit. You got to make sure you ready to handle this. I mean, because look, you don't want to sit there and be the person that robbed the franchise. You want look. I saw that interview with Jamarcus Russell. I got generational wealth for my family. Okay, that's cool. Bravo. Good for you, my brother. But that man he didn't last in the league. Not long. He lived up to the NFL. Not for long. He gone. Out of there. It's going to be interesting. Kyler Murray, to me, is literally him and Tua, to me, are going to go into this season with the most pressure at quarterback. Because now, Kyler, you just got paid. You got to show that, hey, these second half collapses, that ain't really me. You got to show that ain't your MO. Because you can't keep having these second half collapses and top it with a bad playoff performance. Can't do it. Just can't. And Tua, come on now. Come on now. Tua's under pressure because you know what the deal is. You got one of the most electrifying weapons in all of football in Tyreek Hill now. You just had a great performance by your rookie last year in Jalen Waddle. Now he's a year more seasoned. He's going to have some pressure taken off of him. Let's be honest. He's not going to see double coverage. Tyreek Hill is. You got a damn good tight end in Mike Gesicki. Got Cedric Wilson from the Cowboys, who's a good third wide receiver on your depth chart. Got Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, good running back committee right there. They went and got you a left tackle and Terran Armstead. It's, to me, in my humble opinion, it is make it or fucking break it season for goddamn Tua Tagovailoa. Let's not forget his rookie year. He was supposed to be the man. He couldn't beat out Ryan Fitzpatrick. He couldn't beat him out. And then when he did get placed in there, and this is my theory, only reason why Brian Flores played Tua Tagovailoa is because the higher up said, motherfucker, you play him because we drafted him 5th overall. And you need to play him. To me, that was a call made by the higher ups and not by him. But you saw how Brian Flores handled that situation. Hey, we in a close game. Tua, you ain't got the offense moving. Hey, oh, Matt, thank you. Flores knew he wasn't ready. It was evident. Y'all remember a couple of years ago, his rookie season? How many times did he get pulled out of close games? Literally, the Dolphins are in a one-possession game, and Flores pulled him for Fitzpatrick because that man was not ready. He basically said, "Yo, bro, you're not getting the offense humming. They're not moving the ball, and we are in a one-possession game. But I rather go to Fitzpatrick. He don't get the ball moving." Then what happened last year? Tua starts getting hurt. We already had durability questions about him coming into the draft. Had hip surgery before in the off season. Well, technically he had it like in November when he actually broke it. So he already had the hip surgery before he got drafted. So we already had questions of your durability. Had some durability issues, missed some few games last year. Now, all the excuses are gone now. All the excuses are gone. But I tell you what, if he can't get it right this year, because he's about to be with Teddy Bridgewater. He's about to be with Teddy Bridgewater. And Teddy Bridgewater, who unfortunately has started to become a journeyman, but he has hell of a knowledge. He has hell of knowledge. I think Teddy Bridgewater is 30 years old now? 30, 31. Been there, done that in the NFL. Let's be honest, had he not got hurt, that catastrophic injury he had in Minnesota, he'd probably still be starting quarterback in Minnesota. You lose your job to him. Oh, the hell we doing? What the hell is we doing? Luckily, Miami they still got some draft capital. Miami still got some draft capital now. And this is why I say it's make it or break it for Tua. Because don't think they just gonna keep you around after they didn't made the trade to get Tyreek. They done brought over some people to help make your life easier, and you still can't get the job done. Oh yeah, Tua's under a hell of a lot of pressure. Hell of a lot of pressure. Thank you, Matt. So he'll be 30 November. Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater's still young enough to you mess around and Tua don't progress like he needs to with this team. Come on now. I done already ran through the weapons that they got. I bet you Teddy can rock something with them weapons. Teddy's smart enough. Because Teddy Bridgewater is a very intelligent quarterback. I bet you he'll get it humming. And mark my words, they will not pick him no fifth-year option for Tua if he can't beat out Teddy Bridgewater. I agree with you, Matt. Teddy Bridgewater is not a bad second option. But he also could be a great teacher for Tua. Look, this is up to Tua. This really is. The franchise they literally fired a great coach and Brian Flores. Well, I'm not gonna say great. A good coach. I think Brian Flores was good coach and he was great for Miami, a young team that needed the right captain to steer the ship in the right direction. They got rid of him, fired him, because it's no secret. Go read the reports. Brian Flores didn't want Tua. That's one of the many things that Brian Flores and the front office and Stephen Ross disagreed on. Brian Flores wanted Justin Herbert. Don't get the shit twisted. He didn't want Tua. He didn't want him. He only took him because the franchise wanted him so damn bad. Because they didn't do bad enough to go get Joe Burrow. But Tua got to do something. He better make it happen. Otherwise, he'll be the next damn Baker Mayfield. Look at Baker Mayfield. He down in Carolina. I just saw what Matt Rule said. Matt Rule said this is a quarterback competition. Oh, yeah. Miami made a mistake. We know what's up. Yeah, they made a huge mistake. Matt Rule said there's a quarterback competition. Tua mess around and jack this season up. He's the next Baker Mayfield. High draft pick quarterback. About to be on another team. Baker Mayfield ain't even guaranteed to be the starter of the Carolina Panthers. He's in competition with Sam Darnold, P.J. Walker. Oh, let's not forget they drafted Matt Corral out of Ole Miss. Tua mess around, fuck around if he want to. You be the next high drafted quarterback looking for a job. And mark my words on that shit. Take that shit to the bank, Tua. I hope your ass is film studying. I hope your ass is doing all what you need to do to get right. You better be on the practice field right now. Fuck that. Go wake up Tyreek. Go wake up Jalen Waddle. Mike Gesicki, you get out here too. Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, Cedric Wilson. Hey, we practicing for at least 2 hours. Damn right. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Tua better get right or he about to get shipped the fuck out. Come on now. Hey, some of these quarterbacks better get it in gear, man. Better get it in gear. You ain't guaranteed to be the man just because you drafted high. This is a what have you done for me lately league, and this is a league ran by production. Better produce, or it's adios. All right, y'all. That's our show tonight. Monday night is in a wrap. As the clock officially hits midnight, we are into Tuesday. So, look, y'all cats and kittens out there, y'all have yourselves some fantastic Taco Tuesday. Enjoy y'all Tuesday. Be kind to each other. And y'all know how it is. Come back tomorrow. Same 23rd hour. Same one I call tomorrow. Peace and love, y'all.
Sound like LGD. Let's get it. Let's go. Alright, let me get serious this time. Yo, I'm on my God of War shit. All the war spits, let the bass kick. Nigga, feel the fucking floor lift. Watch your pores rip from these razor blade fingertips. Smoke hit your face like a hammer fist. Outstanding with suicidal flow. Nose diving to a free fall. Speedball, cannonball, jerking out on Adderall. I just watch the bodies fall. Supercharged like Dragon Ball. When I spit this fire out my mouth, you hear the dragon's call. Deadly with explosive and just softer than some woven silk. Grind the rapper's flesh in the syrup and call it muscle milk. So nutritious, my hunger forever endless. I'm vicious and bloodthirsty, my nigga. I handle business pretentious, I leave them injured. Eating figures for dinner, underground like not the splinter. Then hibernate for the winter. Illiterate, so I can give a fuck about the sentence. Belligerent, so I don't give a fuck about repentance. Johnny plays with a bag of haze over roast spirits. I'm forced to be reckoned with when I'm beating all limits. These lyrics are packed with venom. Rattlesnakes in the kitchen, cooking the recipes full of poison. I leave them finished.
Come to punches, yo, I only landed threes. These thick fried MCs is copping plan B. Never was a M fan, they can't stand me. Been dope since before Hope sampled Annie. If it's smoke, I ain't gon' blame the jammy. Cause folk, my hands is nicer than your granddaddy. Don't spar unless you a piece and a half. If you same boat when I put feet on the track, I fuck MCs up, I'm bringing evil back. Yea, though I walk through the valley, I push it. They gon' find rappers that got at me in my footprints. The embodiment of cocaine and no-dos. I got a habit of pulling souls from nose holes. Open your old holes, sugar you sweet. If it's BP, I'll bring it to your door like Uber Eats.
Deliver a fade to all you niggas. I just want